Long ago, in the highlands of what we now call Ethiopia and Eritrea, a tale began to unfold. A tale of ambition, trade, power, and faith. It is the story of Aksum, a kingdom carved into stone, written in ancient tongues, and whispered in the winds of Africa's mountains. Today, we journey back to meet the people who built an empire where none expected it, and left a legacy that still echoes through time. Imagine the land where rivers meet ridges, and the Red Sea shimmers in the east. Here, in the Horn of Africa, the seeds of Aksum were sown. Its roots traced back to a kingdom called Demt, where the first temples rose in a place called Yeha. This was a land of herders and farmers, but also of visionaries. It was rich with obsidian, incense, and ideas. From these fertile highlands, the people looked outward. The world beckoned, and Aksum answered. Aksum did not rise with a roar. It rose with ships. Silent, swift vessels gliding across the Red Sea, linking the coasts of Africa with Arabia, India, and Rome. From the bustling port of Obelisks, ivory, gold, rhino horns, and frankincense traveled north. In return came silk, spices, and the whispers of distant gods. The kingdom grew rich. Kings emerged, carving their deeds in stone with scripts older than most empires. One name stands out from these early days. Gadarat of Aksum, a warrior king who expanded Aksum's reach across the sea into Arabia. His campaigns marked the beginning of a new era, one where Aksum would be heard far beyond its borders. Then came Ezana. A boy king, raised by foreign tutors, destined for greatness. He would become the most powerful ruler Aksum ever knew. Ezana led conquests in Nubia and Arabia, but his greatest act came not through war, but through faith. Around 330 CE, he embraced a new religion, Christianity. His conversion changed Aksum forever. Gone were the gods of old. Crosses replaced crescent moons. Obelisks still rose into the sky, but churches now echoed with prayers in Guizi, the language of his people. Under Ezana, Aksum minted coins bearing his Christian faith, the first kingdom in the world to do so. The empire had found its soul. Faith became Aksum's new compass. And guiding that faith was a man named Frumentius, a Syrian Christian shipwrecked on Aksum's coast, who rose to become its first bishop. Frumentius, known as Abba Salama, baptized Ezana and helped shape the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, a faith that would endure long after Aksum's might faded. Aksumite churches weren't mere buildings. They were stone-carved sanctuaries, echoes of ancient hymns etched into rock and ritual. Christianity didn't just visit Aksum, it made its home there. The streets of Aksum bustled with life. Nobles debated in shaded courtyards. Priests chanted scripture. Merchants bartered goods under bright canopies. And children played in the shadows of towering stelae. The Guizi script danced across parchment and stone. Artists shaped gold and silver into sacred ornaments. Musicians strummed stringed crars, their melodies carrying across the hills. It was a time of invention, of preservation. Of knowing that words and stories mattered. Beyond its borders, Aksum earned a reputation. In a world ruled by Rome, Persia, and China, it stood as Africa's sovereign voice. A Greek merchant called it one of the world's great empires. Byzantine emperors corresponded with its kings. And when Prophet Muhammad's early followers sought refuge, it was to Aksum they came, and were welcomed. The kingdom of Aksum did not just observe the world. It shaped it. But no kingdom lasts forever. The climate changed. Forests thinned. The soil grew tired. New Muslim empires controlled the Red Sea, redirecting trade. Aksum found itself cut off, looking inward. Its capital moved south, to places like Lalibela, where devotion remained, but power waned. The stelae stood still, their shadows stretching longer each year, as if mourning a passing age. Yet even as its empire faded, Aksum's legacy endured. Its faith, its language, its legends, all lived on. The Ethiopian Church kept the flame alive. Monarchs traced their lineage to the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. Guizi became the sacred language of liturgy. The Lion of Judah roared in royal banners. And high in the hills, the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela became Aksum's final song, a hymn carved in stone. This is the story of Aksum, not lost, but living. In every liturgy sung in Guizi, in every cross worn in faith, in every stone that still stands, the spirit of Aksum remains. Its people may have faded from the throne, but not from memory. For history does not forget those who shape it. Thank you for traveling with us on this journey through time. If this story inspired you, please subscribe, share, and explore more untold legacies of our world.